What's up, everyone? This is Destroyer229, and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. Last time, we arrived at Phoenix City, but were kind of led off to a detour to Realgam Tower. As we were here, we managed to explore a little bit of the battle simulations. And in this episode, we're going to look at the other kind of simulation mini-game-ish thing that Realgam has to offer. And that would be Battle Bingo. So let's go ahead and head on over to the counter. Welcome to Battle Bingo. How may I serve you today? It may be a bit easier just to see what Battle Bingo is from what these people have to say, and then I'll just kind of clarify things as they become apparent. So, what is Battle Bingo? Battle Bingo is a strategy game that is played on a bingo card with 16 panels arranged by a 4x4 grid. 16 panels are turned over and exposed one by one. Flip over panels to form vertical, horizontal, or diagonal line to score a bingo. Keep forming bingo lines until all panels are flipped over or you run out of moves. While panels are flipped over, 10 bingo lines will be completed and you win the game. That's basically the general rule of it. There are these other things, but I won't go into those types. I'll actually just explain more of those later. So that actually costs a little bit of money to play, so let's go ahead and do that. These cards are available for play right now. So we do get a few cards that we can choose to play with, and the more that we complete, the more cards we unlock, typically with higher difficulty. So since I'm just going to show off this one just to show you guys what Battle Bingo is all about, I'm going to start with the Dragonair set. I'm thinking similar to the battle simulation, I may go and do the Battle Bingos just after the series is over, just so that you guys know how all the cards work. So this is basically what our card looks like. We have a Dragonair, we have 2 Master Balls, and that's basically the grid. So we'll go ahead and play with this. So basically how it works is that we have to pick a panel, and then we face off against a certain Pokemon. And then we can choose to either feint that Pokemon or try to catch it. There are also these question mark spots that hold different prizes. Whether that's more turns or a free Master Ball, it really depends. Now we need to be careful because we can only use Dragonair twice. That's why it says EP2. So we have to be really careful about which we pick. I will start off with this water category. So let's go ahead and enter here. Enter Dragonair, it's our only Pokemon, so let's go. And we get a Squirtle. Okay, so now we have 2 choices on what we can do with this Squirtle. We can either fight and try to attack it, or we can throw a Master Ball and recruit it to our team, thus giving us 2 more MP, I think, or BP, or whatever. I will go ahead and use a Master Ball and catch this Squirtle. So now we caught us a Squirtle, and now we have another Pokemon that we can use for the Battle Bingo. So Squirtle was caught, and now since we've started on the board, we can only move in adjacent tiles to what we've already flipped over. The first move we're allowed to pick anywhere, but here on out, we have to choose our moves a bit more carefully. So I'm going to go ahead and go to this fire category and use Squirtle. Enter Squirtle, yes. Okay, a Cyndaquil. Yeah, I'm going to just feint this Cyndaquil. So let's go ahead and use Surf. Oh, Cyndaquil's faster than us, but since we have the type advantage, it shouldn't deal that much damage. Okay, that dealt decent damage, but... Oh, geez, Squirtle's burned. Well, whatever. That shouldn't be problematic. Our Pokemon get healed after each round. So, we shouldn't have to worry about Squirtle being burned throughout the entirety of this. So we feint Cyndaquil. And now, where do we go from here? We need to be really careful that I don't just waste my bingo. I'm going to go ahead and use this question mark, and I'm going to use Squirtle here. Enter Squirtle, yes. We get 2 MP. Or EP. Okay, so now we get to decide which Pokemon we want to give the EP to. I'm not really close to anything at the moment. I'm gonna go ahead and give those to Dragonair. Oh, we can actually split them up. Sweet. Let's give Squirtle? Do I want to give Squirtle the other one? Yeah, let's give Squirtle the other one. Okay, so now I'll go ahead and enter this water panel with Dragonair. And when we beat this, we should be able to get a bingo. And that will help us out greatly. So now we have a Totodile, so let's go ahead and faint this Totodile really quickly. Since we already have a water type, it's not really beneficial to get any more water types, because that would be kind of redundant. Holy jeez! Freaking Totodile? Okay, well, that could have gone a bit worse. Actually, no, that couldn't have gone worse. That really could not have gone much worse than that. Still, we've completed a bingo. And for each line we complete, we get 1 more EP. So I will use that on... I need to be careful here because I need to use this wisely. I do have another Master Ball, though. Let's put that to Dragonair. Is it okay? Yes. Okay, so now let's go ahead and enter Fire. Who do I want to enter? This one I actually want to catch. So... Squirtle? Yeah, let's enter Squirtle for this one. Just to be on the safe side. Wouldn't imagine why. Okay, a Vulpix. Alright then. So, since this Vulpix is something I want to get, go ahead and chuck my other Master Ball at it. One of those question mark things will have another Master Ball, so in case I do need more EP, I can just try to flip those panels. Okay, so I've got myself a Vulpix. Let's go ahead and enter the grass with Vulpix. And the next Pokemon, Chikorita. Okay then, let's go Vulpix. Alright, now Vulpix knows Flamethrower, so this shouldn't be too difficult for Vulpix. In fact, Vulpix should take care of this Chikorita very easily. Alright. Alright, so down goes Chikorita. Chikorita flees because I don't have any other Master Balls. Okay, and then Water, I'll go ahead and do that. Entered with Dragonair. Next Pokemon, Poliwag. Alright, so this is basically how Battle Bingo goes. You just catch Pokemon, you feint Pokemon when necessary, and ultimately you try to fill out the lines as best as possible. If you flee or feint, then it uses up an EP, and you don't complete the square. I'm not sure if the Pokemon changes. I think it doesn't. So, I mean, you'll still know what Pokemon it is, and you can just try to change it up later. With later boards, there is a bit more variety, especially in terms of moves. So it isn't always as simple as this. This is just the easiest one, which is why it's so simple. Alright, so Poliwag fled. Alright, we formed us another bingo line. Okay, so what do I want to use this for? Let's give it to Dragonair. Okay. I mean, we have so many options now. Let's go ahead and use this. I'll enter Dragonair. If it's a Master Ball, then I can catch a Grass type with it. Plus 1 EP. Okay, so that was basically a free spot. May as well just give it to Dragonair. Alright, so that was just a freebie. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use this grass space. I'll enter Vulpix. And that way we get a diagonal. Okay, our next Pokemon is Roselia. should not be difficult for Vulpix to take care of. Go ahead and use... Okay, well, Roselia's faster than Vulpix. Okay. Dealt a decent amount of damage, but, you know, Vulpix can handle it. I'm pretty sure Vulpix can just take care of that Roselia in one go. Come on, Vulpix. Oh, Vulpix, you let me down. Alright, well, at least that is kind of the reason why I want to catch that sort of grass type, because Giga Drain heals itself up. But what are you gonna do? Alright, so that takes care of Roselia. And we get us another bingo line. Okay, so we watch Roselia faint. Then it runs away. And alright. So that's our third bingo line. How do I want to do this? I need to make more lines. I'm not gonna be able to get to that with Squirtle. I want that question mark. How am I going to do that, though? Because I can't make the diagonal. Here's an idea. I'll go ahead and give the point to Vulpix. Okay, now I'll go ahead and use the grass. And I'll go ahead and utilize Vulpix for this one. Okay, a Trico. Alright, so we send Vulpix out, and that way I can just use either of the fire ones. And that way Dragonair can take care of it, I get another bingo line, and then I can grab the Master Ball. So that way I can then catch the last grass type, and then use that grass type, which I believe is Bulbasaur. I think that's the only grass type that's left. I can use Bulbasaur to take down the remaining water types. Okay, I'll go ahead and use this fire space. I'll send Dragonair out. I mean, it works towards the diagonal, so it helps out even more. So I send out Dragonair, and you know the drill. Alright, Dragonair, can you please take care of the Torchic in one go? Ooh. Not quite. Not quite. Okay, Flamethrower. I mean, basically, all these Pokemon just share the exact same movesets. Really, only thing that's different is, like, their stats. Like, their attack power, their speed. Really, it doesn't benefit too much. It will come in play again in other boards. But you just take what you can get. Alright, so we got us a bingo. I'll go ahead and give it to Squirtle. Alright, so now we can go ahead and use this. Oh, actually, how do I want to do this? Because this would not get me a bingo. That would actually give me 2. You know what? I'll go ahead and do this. I'll just take care of the last fire thing with Squirtle. And it's a Charmander! How fitting! Okay then. Squirtle, go ahead and take care of that Charmander. Okay, uses Flamethrower. Not a problem at all. Squirtle can take it like a champ. Alright, so down goes Charmander. And now we've got 2 bingo lines, so now we get 2 more EP, so that we can better utilize our moves. Hooray! So we get 2 of those. I'll go ahead and give one to Dragonair, and the other 2 Vulpix. Alright, we'll go ahead and enter Dragonair for this one. And we get us a Master Ball. Now, Grass, I'll go ahead and use Vulpix, because Vulpix is not going to be useful against those water types. And like I said earlier, it's a Bulbasaur. Now, technically, we don't necessarily need to... In fact, I'm actually wondering, because we can complete this without catching Bulbasaur. You know what? Let's go ahead and be a little bit risky. Dragonair can take care of the other 2 water types. I believe you do get bonuses if you don't utilize all your Master Balls. I think you do get a bit of a bonus in Poke Coupons, which is your ultimate prize in this. If there are some Master Balls that you didn't utilize. So I'm just kind of going on a limb here. Special water type is Remoraid. So yeah, I could have caught Bulbasaur. Chose not to because Dragonair can basically take care of anything. Certainly not going to be the case with all of these. Oh no. In fact, there's one in which it would be hilarious. Hilarious to see how that's going to turn out. Okay, so got done with that. Give the point to Dragonair. And all that's left is this water square. So last Pokemon, Mudkip. Alright. So this is basically how a Battle Bingo board goes. I mean, it takes about 15-20 minutes for each one. But you do gain Poke Coupons for doing this. So in case you wanted a way to gain Poke Coupons without having to go through Mount Battle, I mean, this is an option. So there is that in case you are more into puzzles than just straight up battling non-stop. So you do have options. Mudkip fled, and bada bing, bada boom, bingo! Congratulations, you've completed the Dragonair card. Let's see, you completed 10 bingo lines. We'll add the remaining EP and Master Balls. So yes, remaining EP and any spare Master Balls will give you bonus Poke Coupons. So of how many I had left, I gained an additional 130. Hooray! Also, for completing it for the first time, we get a special prize. In this case, 2 Ethers. Alright, and Vulpix can now be purified. Hey! By using Vulpix in Battle Bingo, that pursued our actual Vulpix to be ready for purification. Now there is one final thing that I want to do this episode. And unfortunately that won't really take us to Phoenix City. But it is something that's of minor importance. So I'm going to go around, just go through things a little bit, and wait for the opportunity to do so. That was very convoluted in saying that I'll be right back. And now Voltorb can be purified as well. Still kind of waiting. Mawile is now ready to be purified. And I'm still waiting. I'm just waiting for the thing that I want to do, for it to show up so I can show it. That's why I'm running around in circles around the slime post, so that I can just make some steps so that it can finally show its face, so that I can show it off. I just want to show it off. I just want to show it off so that it gets out of the way, so that it can get out of the way, and that I can progress in the story, and that it's one less thing that I have to worry about. And I'm still running around Pyrite Town. I'm still running around the circles around this light post and round Johnson and this body builder. I just wanna show it off. I just wanna show it off. How hard is it for it to come and see that it's ready so I can show it off? It has some weird context, but it makes more sense when you finally see it, I swear. There it is! Finally! singing improv lyrics that just slowly degrade into being more innuendo. Finally, this is what I wanted to do. Spot monitors responding. I said that I would try to show off the Pokemon at the Pokespots, but I didn't want to overload on bios. So since we have a little bit of a break in the story right now, I will go ahead and show off what you can get from the Rock Pokespot. So let's go ahead and head there now, and our Pokemon is a Sandshrew. So like I said previously, there are 3 Pokemon that appear at each individual Pokespot. In this case, we have a Sandshrew. Now, Sandshrew is kind of your typical ground type. It's very defensive. It has some good offensive capabilities. And it has decent enough speed, I suppose. You could potentially do better. I mean, I certainly know there are other ground types that could do the job, but I'm not sure if they're available in this game. So if you need a good ground type, you could potentially get Sandshrew. Now, there are 2 other Pokemon, like I mentioned. Sandshrew is the most common Pokemon you can get here at the Rock Pokespot. There are 2 others, though. The uncommon Pokemon that you can get would be Gligar. Now, Gligar is interesting in the fact that it actually has 2 immunities. It is a ground flying type, which means that it is immune to both electric and ground types. So that's rather interesting. What is a bit unfortunate with Gligar is the fact that it doesn't evolve yet. It doesn't gain its evolution until 4th gen. So what you see is what you get, but Gligar has some decent attack. Or maybe defense. It actually has better defense. Sorry, nix that. And then finally, the last Pokemon here, the rare Pokemon, is Trapinch. Now, Trapinch is a bit of an interesting Pokemon. With Trapinch, it has some pretty good offensive capabilities, but it doesn't really excel in anything else. As it evolves, its speed goes up greatly, even to the point where it eventually matches its attack. And it has some pretty good attack and speed as well. The other stats are okay at best, but I mean, there is Trapinch, and you could eventually get a Flygon out of it. So if you need a Dragon type, or a potential Dragon type, you have that option available to you as well. Okay, so now that I've basically done very little in terms of trying to catch this Sandshrew, I think I should maybe try throwing a Pokeball or something. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and use Confuse Ray. What is actually just like a slight little tangent, I guess, is the fact that wild Pokemon battles are pretty much, I think they're one of 3 places in the game that actually has a single way battle. The other being simulations, and I believe something at post game. You could potentially go with single way battles, I think. But I mean, this is the earliest you can get with using a single way battle with your own Pokemon. Okay, now I'm actually going to catch this Sandshrew. Not to use it for my team, but mostly for purification. Okay, so let's try to catch the Sandshrew. 1. Darn it! Alright, well, unfortunately, I can't paralyze it because it's a ground type. So it's not affected by paralysis. And I don't have a Pokemon with static. Okay, Duskull, go ahead and use Astonish again. Man, I should have gotten better than just 1 shake of the Pokeball from that. Admittedly, I believe level 20 is the highest that you could potentially get from a wild Pokemon. I mean, they range in levels, but crap. Well, I knew that would happen eventually. I mean, they range in levels from being level 10 to 20, so I'm actually a little surprised Sandshrew is as high as level as it is. fact, it matches our Pokemon at this point, which, if I was utilizing a Sandshrew, that could potentially be helpful, but whatever. Caught a Sandshrew. So now you see, do not need to give a nickname. It basically works like any other regular old Pokemon battle. And that's for poison. I will go ahead and take back my Pokesnacks. And I will go ahead and heal up Duskull before it faints. Actually, I need to do the outro. I'll heal up Duskull and then I'll do the outro. I'll meet you guys in a gate village. And Duskull didn't faint. So that will do it for this episode. So, next time on Let's Play Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, we will head back to Phoenix City. Our kind of messing around phase is over. We really do need to talk to the mayor and warn him of the impending threat of Cypher. Things are already a little bit suspicious there, so we should probably prepare for the worst. So until next time, everyone, take care.